I kind of wanted to do the intro and then put on the glasses, kind of be dramatic about it. But then I realized I need these glasses in order to see. You see, glasses are having a moment right now. That's probably a sentence that you don't quite expect to hear, but as someone that genuinely uses prescription glasses on the daily, it's actually quite exciting to be able to say that. There are a lot of different takes on this burgeoning category of wearables, but this pair coming from Halliday have managed to become a regular in my rotation by keeping things pretty simple. And that's because of this little window into a connected world, AI and all. So let's put this hipster-looking pair on, how do I look, and see how a little circular window helps me remember things, get questions answered, and more by making me look like I'm finding it all off the top of my head. Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? These right here are the Halliday AI Glasses. Now, first things first, a big thanks to Halliday for getting me a prescription-equipped pair of their smart glasses and for sponsoring this video. I've actually been in contact with the friends over at Halliday since I got a chance to see this pair at CES. The Halliday glasses have recently been properly released and are available now, so if you're interested in trying these out for yourself, I have links for you in the description and in the pinned comment below. And of course, I just want to thank all of you for kicking it with me today as we talk about a category of wearable tech that I'm really excited to see grow. One of the hardest parts about smart glasses is making them look normal. Given how much actual technology has to be put into something you're expected to wear all day, it might be possible to make the device light, but then there's the question of making them look stylish. Halliday seem to have figured the general vibe out, which is actually apparent when you spend some time on their website. First impressions point to a retro aesthetic, and it translates to a pair of glasses that hit some notes of, let's call it hipster coffee shop. And according to my own coffee scale, they are indeed comfortably lightweight at around 30 grams, another general hurdle for wearable tech that Halliday manages to clear. And that's with the lenses installed. Without them, these are actually a pair that come in at 28.5 grams. As you can see here, black on black glossy materials are used throughout my pair, though tortoise and gradient colorways are also available. There are small touches here and there to help with both the looks and the wear. The cursive Halliday writing on the temple gives it a nice little flourish. And then this bar on the right side does not have a symmetrically located counterpart on the left temple, but this is where the navigation on the glasses themselves is achieved alongside the single button down here on the bottom part of that same temple. Now granted, there is a little bit of adjustment needed from time to time because alignment with this little window up here, the digi window above the right eye, is quite specific. But to be fair, the amount of times that I do need to do like this kind of move is just about as much as any other pair of glasses. And that's another way that they manage to feel like any other pair of glasses. The thing is, fiddling with the actual Halliday glasses isn't something you should need to do often because controls can be done with yet another wearable device, the included ring. By contrast, the ring comes in a bright silver and has a small pad that is easily accessed by a thumb when using the ring on an index finger. A combination of full presses and swipes and taps on the pad make it easy to access all of the information that the window provides without needing to move your hands much at all. I will say that I've spent maybe half my time with the Halliday glasses using this control ring, but I was still able to do everything just fine without the ring with just a few extra swipes and taps that are needed on the glasses compared to some of the shortcuts that are available via the ring. One final reason why I really like these glasses even before all of the tech, they take on a prescription easily without too much effort. You see, other pairs that use tech in the actual glass like waveguides, they need super specific tuning, but since the tech is in the frame via this little portal, these glasses can have all kinds of lenses installed, with prescription lenses being provided for free as of when I'm recording this video. But all considered, the Halliday AI glasses end up costing similarly to a normal pair of glasses with lenses installed. I've been trying out a lot of smart glasses lately, and I will admit, after using waveguides for a little while, I'm actually quite happy to just have unimpeded clarity for a change without little reflections or refractions or even rainbow effects that the extra layers can introduce. Now, to be clear, those quirks were never annoying, they were just noticeable, and thus, they are also noticeable when they're gone. The look and feel of smart glasses is very important, but now let's talk about the actual tech that's being used. Halliday employ what is called a digi window, and it really is just a small display situated right above the right eye that blasts green info into that eye. You do have to look up at it like I am right now in order to see what it is projecting, and Halliday kind of call it like a look of wondering. Think of it as if you're thinking of the answer or trying to remember something, only the glasses are subtly giving it all to you. Adjusting the little window requires a little bit of work when first setting up the Halliday glasses. It's actually on this like adjustable rail right here that can go left and right until it hits your pupillary distance, and then you can tilt it up and down so that it's properly pointed right at your eye. They also thought about vision in more ways than one because the ring around the display is a diopter adjustment so that I can actually see the interface as clearly as the lenses help me see the rest of the world. The position on the frame above the right lens, along with the way the nose pads are situated, can mean that the Halliday glasses have to sit a little bit lower than your typical pair. And once it's set up, the little portal shouldn't need to be adjusted anymore, but it's easy enough to make those minute changes if needed. So what does this display do for you? In short, it's like having like a smartwatch, miniaturized and put right above your eye line. The most common function that these and most wearables provide is a different yet convenient place to receive notifications. When just going about my day, the little green text will appear just outside of my periphery, and then I can look up and see text messages, Telegram messages, alerts from apps like Uber Eats and Google Calendar, and more. Now, in the Halliday app, a slew of apps can be switched on or off to send notifications to the glasses, or you can use their pin and filter system that lets you pin specific notifications with specific keywords to the top of the notification list that is found in the glasses. In my case, a keyword would be like my girlfriend's name. And conversely, you can filter out certain keywords. Maybe you get too many texts from a clothing brand. Well, you can just make sure that those texts never come to the glasses. While a little wandering eye looking up like this is ultimately a common and mostly normal look, frequently looking up at it can be quite conspicuous. If people don't clock that your glasses are smart, maybe the fact that you're looking up a few times would make them curious and ask what you're looking into. And also, because of this position, any downward gaze, like if I'm just looking down at, let's say, a phone that's right here, it would make me completely whiff on when something actually does come through because my eye line is not where the periphery would provide a look at that text. I do think it would be nice if the built-in speakers on these glasses could give me like a light chime when notifications come through, but Halliday have already told me that it opted for a less distracting methodology. Besides, there are plenty of other ways that I can get those pings, and if I am really waiting for something to come through, I'm probably looking at my phone already anyway. And ultimately, I do enjoy how the display is something I have to actively look up at. While tech finds all manner of ways to be integrated in our lives, I'm fine with being a bit more intentional about when I look at apps or notifications, or even the time by hitting the button on the glasses or on the ring. After all, there's plenty more that Halliday are offering beyond just a quick blast of green light from time to time. There are other apps that take advantage of the window properly, and that includes reminders and what Halliday calls cheat sheet, which is a funny way of describing a teleprompter. Reminders uses the microphone to transcribe something that you say into a note that appears at an appointed time. They actually make a sound through the speakers when they appear, which I really appreciate. Timed reminders that come up at a specific time are most easily added in the mobile app, which is also where notes and straight-up scripts can be put into the cheat sheet app, which scrolls that information at adjustable speeds or via swipes on the ring. It's useful as a way of keeping yourself on track when talking in front of people or even in front of a camera discreetly. Just look up to see where you're at, get back on track, and continue. One other function available in the menu involves music controls, which can play and pause and control volume or the playlist, and on top of that, there are these built-in speakers that can work as headphones for all that content coming from the connected smartphone. But this is one of the only main places where I find the feature lacking, as the speakers are quite low in volume and richness. Headphone mode is nice to see as an option in the app, but clearly this pair is not trying to be like audio glasses. All of these features plus the AI apps I'm about to talk about don't drain the battery a ton either. The Halliday glasses boast 12 hours of battery life, and since I'm not using all of the features all the time, they've actually lasted me like a couple of days if I'm just using them for notifications. Charging the glasses uses a proper USB-C port on the very end of this right arm, and then the ring charges up with a small adapter that also goes into a regular USB-C cable. Not having to charge this setup so often is a definite plus, and another plus is that since the glasses look practically normal and basically good, I reach for them as my prescription pair even if the battery is drained. After all, an essential is still an essential. But of course, the main story of these smart glasses comes down to the AI of it all. An in-house language model taps into the microphone of the glasses and processes the data via the connected smartphone. And when it comes time for a little bit of Halliday help, it's just a matter of hitting the buttons at the right moment. The app in here called Reactive AI should be rather simple to understand if you've been following all of the AI and assistant talk that's going on. The microphones come on, and the glasses will listen for your query, providing a text response through the digi window. Since the button on the glasses can be set to one of a handful of specific app shortcuts, this might be a good way of turning on an assistant and getting answers efficiently. One thing I do notice is that most of the responses I've gotten are quite concise, likely because of how much info can just fit in the display, but all queries are saved in the connected app so you can dive further in after the fact. But maybe you want real-time answers and support, and that's where proactive AI comes in. This particular take on AI has the microphones continuously process once you turn it on, and it processes conversations or any other form of speech that might be around you, trying to give tidbits of information or answers to potential questions that come up in those conversations. While I've talked to my friends or colleagues, there are those inevitable times where someone ponders a question that usually would prompt a smartphone to appear so that we could look it up and get that question answered. Instead, I can have the Halliday Glasses hear that pontification and give some insight that I can see by looking like I'm pondering the question already anyway. Even if I'm getting the info from a little display above my right eye, I still end up having an answer to share, and it adds to the conversation. I've also tried to use proactive AI while watching YouTube videos, and it's a little bit like having pop-up video running, giving me fun facts about things that are being said in those YouTube videos. This same scenario when watching things like K-pop interviews can employ another AI feature, translations. This admittedly is something I don't use very often, but it's clear how it can be useful in travel scenarios, whether for work trips or vacation. And as I alluded to, it could be useful for watching content in other languages, as an available tool for YouTube videos that maybe aren't already subtitled. The translations come in dynamically and instantly, giving me a good idea of what someone is trying to communicate, even if they're trying to communicate with me, to me, or even about me. Now, using things like the proactive AI and the advanced faster version of the Translate app does require the use of credits, which are paid for. Currently, there is a large pool of credits that are given to Kickstarter backers because the glasses are shipping now, but credits are otherwise billed per minute use of certain AI features. And I would actually make sure that I have some credits on hand for a feature I find myself really enjoying on the Halliday Glasses: audio memo. This is where having some sort of tech in a pair of glasses makes so much sense for me. I have the button shortcut set to open audio memo, and then a press on the pad starts an audio recording, one that can be transcribed in the app for some credits and made into an easily scannable text. I have a hard time writing shorthand notes when I need to, so I usually end up recording seminars or presentations or briefings that I attend, and I attend a lot of them. I already used these glasses to record, transcribe, and make easier my notes on meetings with Apple and Roborock, and then I can reference those transcribed notes when building out the scripts for any of the content I end up making from those events. Sure, I can take those recordings and transcribe them in any number of apps, which is still possible because the audio recorded from the glasses can still be exported out of the mobile app. But Halliday have put all of the functionality into one little ecosystem, making a strong case for these Halliday glasses as an all-in-one assistant when factoring in all of the features they manage to provide. And it's all through this little portal into a connected world that proves you don't have to go too crazy in order to make something as essential as a pair of glasses smarter. Even without all of the AI features, having a little display that gives me a quick glance at information or notifications is plenty useful, and intentionally looking up at it feels as natural as looking down at my wrist at a smartwatch, but with a little bit less effort. But then some of the AI features, and certainly having a microphone ready to hear me out, have proven useful for way more than I expected, especially as someone that has to routinely take notes and remember things. And by keeping this techie addition into glasses fairly simple, and with the help of a connected ring when needed, Halliday have put together a pretty compelling case for a pair of glasses that are even more helpful than they inherently are. And so, there you have it, an overview of the Halliday AI glasses with some of my experience along the way. As I said at the top of this video, I'm excited to see this category grow as someone that already wears glasses on the regular out of necessity, so why not make them even more useful than they already are? Halliday's glasses are shipping out now, so if you're interested in trying on a pair and seeing what this digi window can add to your peripherals, I have links in the description and in the pinned comment below for you to check out. Thanks again to Halliday for letting me try these AI smart glasses and for sponsoring this video. But from there, I'm going to go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for kicking it with me again today. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea, everybody.